Good day to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We've been reading in the book of Deuteronomy. Last time we read Deuteronomy chapter 32, and that had the song of Moses, right? That had the song of Moses that Moses taught the children of Israel. Now, we're ready to read chapter 33. This is the blessing of Moses on the children of Israel, and this is the last blessing he gives before his death. And I am reading in the Amplified Bible. This is the blessing with which Moses, the man of God, blessed the sons of Israel before his death. He said, "The Lord came from Sinai and dawned on them from Seir. He shone forth from Mount Paran," or maybe it's Paran. I apologize. I don't always pronounce these things the best. "And he came from among 10,000 holy ones. At his right hand was a flaming fire, a law for them. Indeed, he loves his people. All your holy ones are in your hand. They followed in your steps. They accept and receive direction from you." Moses commanded us with a law as a possession for the assembly of Jacob. The Lord was king in Jeshurun, Israel, when the heads of the people were gathered, the tribes of Israel together. May the tribe of Reuben live and not die out, but let his men be few. And Moses said this of Judah, "Hear, O Lord, the voice of Judah, and bring him to his people. With his hands he contended for them, and may you be a help against his enemies." Of Levi, he said, "Your Thummim and your Urim belong to your godly man, Aaron, whom you tested and proved at Massah, with whom you contended at the waters of Meribah, who said of his father and mother, I did not consider them, nor did he acknowledge his brothers, nor did he regard his own sons. For the priests observed your word and kept your covenant. The priests shall teach your ordinances, judgments to Jacob, and your law to Israel. They shall put incense before you and whole burnt offerings on your altar. O Lord, bless Levi's substance, ability, and accept and take pleasure in the work of his hands. Crush and shatter the loins of those who rise up against him, and of those who hate him, so that they do not rise again." Of Benjamin he said, "May the beloved of the Lord dwell in safety by him. He shields and covers him all the day long, and he dwells between his shoulders." And of Joseph he said, "Blessed by the Lord be his land, with the precious things of heaven, with the dew, and from the deep water that lies beneath, with the precious fruits of the sun, and with the precious produce of the months, with the best things of the ancient mountains, and with the precious things of the everlasting hills, with the precious things of the earth and its fullness, and the favor and goodwill of him who dwell in the bush. Let these blessings come upon the head of Joseph, and upon the crown of the head of him who was distinguished as a prince among his brothers. His majesty is like a firstborn young bull, and his horns like the horns of the wild ox. With them he will gore the peoples, all of them together to the ends of the earth, and those are the 10,000s of Ephraim, and those are the thousands of Manasseh. Of Zebulun he said, "Rejoice, Zebulun, in your interests abroad, and Issachar in your tents at home. They will call the peoples to the mountain, Mount Carmel. There they will offer sacrifices of righteousness, for they will draw out the abundance of the seas and the hidden treasures of the sand." Of Gad he said, "Blessed is the one who enlarges Gad. He lurks like a lioness and tears the arm and the crown of the head. He selected the best land for himself, for there the leader's portion was reserved. Yet he came with the leaders of the people. He carried out the justice, righteous will of the Lord, and his ordinances, judgments with Israel. Of Dan, he said, Dan is a lion's cub that leaps forth from Bashan. Of Naphtali, he said, O Naphtali, satisfied with favor and full of the blessing of the Lord, take possession of the sea of Galilee and the south. Of Asher, he said, more blessed than sons is Asher. May he be favored by his brothers, and may he dip his foot in oil. Your strongholds will be iron and bronze, and as your days are, so will your strength, your rest, and security be. There is none like the God of Jeshurun, Israel, who rides the heavens to your help, and through the skies in his majestic glory. The eternal God is your refuge and dwelling place, and underneath are the everlasting arms. He drove out the enemy from before you and said, Destroy. So Israel dwells in safety and security, the fountain of Jacob, alone and secluded, in a land of grain and new wine. His heavens also drop down dew. Happy and blessed are you, O Israel. Who is like you, a people saved by the Lord, the shield of your help and the sword of your majesty? Your enemies will cringe before you, and you will tread on their high places, trampling down their idolatrous altars. So you'll notice that he spoke a blessing on each tribe, and then at the end, I would say the last, verses 26 through 29, I would say the last is an overall blessing and reminder to the children of Israel. And thus, in a way, I'm going to say that you can also roll that forward and apply that to us, because we have been grafted into Israel, into the family of God, into the children of God. And thus, these apply to us. He is our shield. He is our help. He's all these blessings to us. We are saved by the Lord, right? So I want to thank you for listening. Hope you have a wonderful day. May God bless you and keep you safe. And remember, God loves you.